Edward Stevenson, TimelessWealth.net, and the following is basic technical analysis on Cord Blood America Incorporated, traded under the symbol CBAI. Per the request of several members at TimelessWealth.net, I will offer some basic technical analysis on the price action concerning CBAI. A few things to keep in mind while I am covering some of the key points to this chart. The first thing is this is the daily chart, which means every bar and or candle represents one session worth of price action. These bars down here underneath the price represent the volume corresponding to each trading session. You can see that these past two trading sessions have shown above average volume going through CBAI's market. In other words, we have a bullish correlation between the volume and price. As the volume increases, so does the price, and that's always very good to see from a charting perspective. Before I go on to talk about a little bit of what happened coming off of Tuesdays and Wednesdays trading sessions and potential resisting levels going forward, assuming that the price does continue to appreciate in the market, I'd like to turn your attention to a few key supporting levels. The first of which is this 10-day simple moving average line indicated in blue. Again, reference in the top left hand corner right here, so that would be 0089. Seems to have supported the price quite well. You can see ever since the beginning of December, where the price broke above what was formerly resistance, this became support and supported the price quite well. Followed by the 10-day simple moving average, we have parabolic SAR, so that would be these dots right here, which also happen to tie in to the 20-day simple moving average, which is at 0076. So these are three key supporting levels to focus on, as well as one other which we'll go over right now. Now, coming off of Monday's trading session, if I had annotated this chart, I would draw resistance right at this point. So the close, or rather the opens on these candles right here, which would pose resistance coming off Monday's trading session against this candle right here. And I would say that in the event that the price breaks and closes above this resisting trend line, we could see a technical breakout. And what do you know, coming off of Tuesday's trading session, that will be this bar right here. Price did break above it and actually closed at or right about the high on the session, which was a bullish sign in itself. Wednesday's trading session, I was watching this market, and what I saw in the morning was weakness. In fact, the price tested this breakout trend line, and look at what happened. It tested this trend line at, I believe that's just above 1 penny, maybe we'll say 104, 103. I'm not quite certain exactly what that is, but somewhere there and around 1 penny. It tests this trend line and bounced right back. So the bulls in this market, the longs if you will, push the price back up to the close, and then furthermore to a new high on the day, which was almost 1 3/10 of a cent. So this was very bullish activity that took place, and consequently, as resistance was broken, it is now support. So this is the main supporting level that I would watch for. Of course, again, the technical breakout occurred when the price broke above this, so you don't want the price slipping underneath it again. In simpler words, this is the ideal level that I'd like to see hold, otherwise support. In the event that it does not, we have support at 0089, which is the 10-day simple moving average, parabolic SAR at 008, as well as the middle Bollinger Band and or 20-day simple moving average at 0076. There's not much I can comment on in terms of technical indicators. We're just looking at a clean breakout. The relative strength index is overbought, which in theory suggests retrace or reversal in the market. However, once, and I've mentioned this in many of my videos, once the RSI crosses above 70, we definitely see momentum, especially if above average volume like this is pouring into the market. You can see MACD is not showing any sign of reversal. In fact, it took off following this trading session. ADX solid, full stochastic, showing that we may have some momentum in this market now. It's crossed above 80. good money flow and the accumulation distribution and on balance volume agreeing with that, as well as the tricks here, which looks beautiful, and the accumulation indicated by the Chaikin money flow. What I'd like to do here is switch over to the weekly chart and take a look at some resistance, assuming that the price in the market does continue to appreciate now that we've established supporting levels in the event that the market declines or there is a pullback. So here we are with the weekly chart, which means every bar and or candle in this chart represents 1 week worth of price action. This last one right here would represent the price action contained within Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays trading sessions respectively. As you can see here, I've drawn exactly what I had on the daily chart. First off, our key breakout point, which is now our key supporting level at about 1 cent per share, and that's this line right here. You can see what I mean by the technical breakout on the daily chart and the weekly one, pretty much the same way. You can see these bars right here when they made a high and then pulled back, and finally we broke past that high. The resistance that I've indicated here is basically more or less the high on the session, 1 3/10 cent. That would be the key one to focus on. As you can see here, it dates back to being support and resistance, depending on what interval of time you're looking at, but this is a key level according to the charts, as well as the 1 6/10 cent level that follows. So we'll indicate that by a dashed line right here. Let me just circle that so you can keep that in mind. You can see that from the supporting side, we're looking at support at the 100-week simple moving average, which is more or less at 0078. So that agrees with the, I believe it was the 20-day simple moving average on the daily chart. So that's always very pleasant to see that the weekly and daily chart are agreeing, and that what we're analyzing here makes sense. So we'll indicate that with another green dashed line. And then following 1 6/10 cent, in the event the market breaks past that resistance level, we're not looking at resistance until, I would say, and this is just a rough estimate, the 2 cent mark, more or less. So this would be a very key break. I mean, we're not looking at any significant resistance afterwards. You can see that the majority of the volume that this market has traded came in 2009. Before that, prior to 2009, you can see there really wasn't much volume going through this market. So when we're determining resistance, we're really just looking at what happened this year or late 2008. And according to the chart, 2 cents seems to be that key break, as well as 1 6/10 cent, 1 cent 1 3/10 cent resistance, key support at 1 cent, support at 78.80. By that I mean 008, 0078, which is parabolic SAR and 20-day simple moving average on the daily chart. And this basically wraps up technical analysis on CBAI for the time being. So once again, this was Edward Stevenson from TimelessWealth.net. I'd encourage you to visit my site, tune into some of the materials I've recently added, and subscribe to my free newsletter for overlooked trading and undervalued investment ideas. Thank you for listening.